All right, guys. So welcome you all in the session. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible, right? Is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
All right, good. So we are going to discuss about the CCNA, right? So as we know, like we have to start the CCNA batch. So I'm going to just, discuss about that. What are all the roadmap on the CCNA and what are the modules we are going to cover in this CCNA. And also I will take the Q&A. So I will understand the expectations from Sibu and Kamran and Ravi. What do you guys have the expectations? I would like to understand your background. So let me introduce myself. Myself Pankaj, and I'm the instructor for the CCNA, CCNP in Palo Alto for Decade. Like I'm delivering a lot of trainings, and I'm hosting this session today. And I'll be going to cover this entire CCNA course curriculum. So Sibu, can you just tell me something about yourself? What you're doing right now? Where you working?
Uh, Actually, I am basically from India. I just came to Canada, so just searching for job. Before that, I just wanted to actually I done the CCNA certification like in 2011. Basically I am a computer background student only. I was working in this field like last 8 years in Indonesia. After that, I
Hmm.
was like just applying for PR. So it was on the process. Suddenly, I got invitation, so I came to Canada. So meanwhile, only I was starting to again just refresh my knowledge. Like
Hmm.
in 2007, I was like I completed my CCNA. That time I was certified. So
Hmm.
I lost all the knowledge. So that I thought like again I have to start a CCNA and CCNB because there
Hmm.
is like I'm hearing like some of like our friends they are saying like there is like a good opportunity. So that I just go into here.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's
Okay.
it. Currently, I am not working in this field. I am searching a job for
Hmm.
networking field.
Right, 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 right. And Kamran, what about you? Can you just give me something introduction about yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Kamran Khan. I'm from Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I recently completed my CCNA certification from Cisco.
Okay,
So,
Cisco.
yes, sir.
Okay, so you working somewhere or you still looking for jobs? How it's
Sir,
happening?
I'm looking for a job.
Okay, you're looking for a job. Okay, welcome to the class. Hey
Thank you, sir.
Kumar. Hey Kumar, you able to hear me? Kumar just joined that. Kumar, Mr. Kumar. All right, so that's fine.
Hey,
So
hi. Hey,
yeah,
hi. Yeah,
hi.
I'm able to join. So,
Yeah, just can you give your introduction a little bit about yourself?
oh, hi. My name is Shujan Kumar. Middle name is Kumar. I prefer on Twitter called the middle name.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so I'm really interested on this network engineer. I think is the role, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't have any IT background in my study career in the college and anything. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to start my in the IT from the zero, from the scratch, and so this is I have to done my bachelor's degree, and I'm really interested in it to work onto the IT industry.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically I original from USA.
Okay.
So yeah, that's great.
So just missed that in between. Are you working somewhere or still searching for a job?
I'm still searching for a job. I'm not
Okay.
working anymore.
Okay. That's fine.
Correct.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Thanks for joining. So basically, what is CCNA? I'll discuss about that, right? So before I just discuss about the CCNA curriculum and all, so we have to understand in the industry, right? If you go for the any kind of network industry, there are a lot of vendors, and the vendors are like we have the Cisco, one of the major vendor, leading vendor. It's a leader in the market, right? Leader in the market. We have the Juniper, right? That like we have the Palo Alto, right? Palo Alto generally not create the routers, but let me talk about that. We have the HP, that's Juniper HP is the same company now, they merged that. We have the Arista, right? Arista, similar we have the Brocket. So we have a lot of kind of the like Brocket is one more things, and Junior Huawei is another things, right? Nokia is also there. A lot of vendors are available. Even you can just find the Versa is going to be there. We have the 40 also there. L3 devices are coming. So a lot of vendors are available in the market. And the idea is for this all vendor to create the network infrastructure, right? Network infrastructure. So what is network infra? So network infra is something, let's suppose you have to communicate with multiple computers within your office, within a multiple office, within a multiple building, within a multiple geolocations. So how internet is going to be communicate? So the entire ecosystem, how it is going to build. Let's suppose you are in the India, right? Let's suppose I'm in the India and somebody in the USA, right? Somebody in the Singapore, right? If he want to communicate from this location to this location, how the communication is going to happen? What are the networking component is going to require? So definitely we require the internet. This internet is going to be happen like this way. This internet is going to happen like this way. So to build this communications, we require a lot of devices. Like we require the routers, we require the switches, right? We required some cabling as well, right? It's cabling called as a copper cable that is going to be there. We require the fiber cable as well. So we have a lot of cablings also going to require. And these all are going to make a network infrastructure. Okay, network infra. So this was the actual problem. Problem was like how to communicate, means how to communicate from different locations, how internet is going to work. And to make this happen, we require the equipment like routers, switches, cables, different firewalls, we have servers. So how and who is going to manufacture those kind of devices? So from there, actual network vendors come in a picture. So I'm not talking about CCNA, I'm talking about that once this all is going to be happen, the network vendors come in a picture. So for that, the market leaders, Cisco come in a picture. Cisco start doing this. Cisco is a US based company. US based company. Even Juniper, again, one of the leader company. That is again US based company. So Cisco and Juniper both come in a picture. Cisco and Juniper both come in a picture. And they are going to be start doing the manufacturing of the like lot of hardwares. Like what is the hardware? Primarily they build the router. They build the switch, right? They build the router, they build the switch, they also build the servers, they build the firewalls, they build the WLC. A lot of devices are going to there. If you talk about the firewalls, firewall is going to be there. If you talk about the access point, that is going to be there. Access point is also going to be there. If we talk about the WLC, that is also going to be there. If you talk about the other devices like SDN devices, data center devices, these all are going to be there. So once they manufacture the device, even the Juniper manufacturers, Cisco manufacturers, but Cisco having the major stake across the globe. Cisco is a quite big company, and this big company having a major stake across the globe. So they have the more manufacturing capabilities to provide support to their customer. So once they design any product, you have to design who is going to, means you have to develop the system, who is going to basically manage this product. Means if any issue is going to be happen in the router, right? then who is going to troubleshoot, who is going to fix? So we require the engineer that is going to troubleshoot, and for that they require the network engineers. So network engineer, basically the role is, if anything is wrong in your network infrastructure, internet infrastructure, your router is not working, your switch is not working, your firewall is not working, your access point is not working, or WSL is not working, or DC having any issue, any connectivity. So network engineer basically have to understand where is the problem and how to fix. And to understand these situations, network engineer must have some sort of the knowledge. So network engineer must have some knowledge. So what knowledge they needed? So Juniper developed their own courses. Cisco developed their own courses. So I'm not going to talk about the Juniper courses, but I'm talking to Cisco courses. Cisco developed the courses. Hey, if you want to become a Cisco engineer, so you have to follow some courses. And this is the blueprint. Let me show you the blueprint. If we talk about here, let me share the blueprint. This is the blueprint. So Cisco developed this all courses like entry level. They develop the entry level, like validate your skill and readiness of your field. Means the very first certificate they develop that entry level. Generally, it's not recommended to do this entry level certifications, but most people even do that. Not most people, means some people basically do that, like CCST IT support, Cisco Certified Support Technicians 100.140. That's CCST IT support. Then we have the Cisco Certified Support Technician for the networking, CCST. Then we have the cybersecurity, the basic foundation courses. So to understand the network infrastructure, you must have to go there and understand this foundation. And once you have this foundation understanding, probably you go and do for the associate level of knowledge. This is the very basics. You cannot do configuration. You just understand the terminologies and you understand the product. But once you go to CCNA, this CCNA is known as the Cisco Certified Network Associate. So basically Cisco developed a very first course, that is the CCNA. Technically is a CCNA, where if you are going to learn the CCNA, then you understand meaning of router, how router is going to work, meaning of switch. At least in these two products, you are going to become a champion. And also what kind of the routing protocols they are going to use. Routing protocol, basic routing protocols like a static routing, some dynamic routing, and also how VLANs are going to be configured. So these are going to give an idea. Means if one switch want to communicate with another switch, if one router want to communicate with another router, then what is the key concept? How cable is going to be connected, how my switch is going to make the connectivity, how VLAN is going to be created, how my routing is going to happen. So this all is going to teach under the CCNA, along with many more things. It's not like just router and switch. If you go here, if you learn about the networking fundamental, see, they're talking about the router, they're talking about the layer 2, layer 3 switches, they're talking about the next generation firewall, they're talking about the access point, they're talking about that controller, they're talking about the endpoint, they're talking about the server, they're talking about the PoE. So you can think like even for the very first module and very first module, first sections, you have a lot of kind of the informations. You have the lot of kind of the informations like router, layer 2, layer 3, next gen firewall, IPS, access point, controller, Cisco DNS Center, WLC, means everything is available here, right? Based on that, also you have to understand what is tier 2 architecture, tier 3 architecture, what is a WAN, what is the, like, you have the, sorry, I clicked somewhere wrongly. Okay. So what is basically, you have the leaf and spine architecture. We have the small office, small home, on-premises and cloud infrastructure. And also you have the single mode fiber, multi-mode fiber, copper, connection, Ethernet, point-to-point, multi-point. So everything is going to be there, right? So it's just the beginning of the networking. It's the beginning of networking. So anyone who really want to learn something about network, so why only CCNA? Why not Juniper certification? Juniper certification is going to be JNCIA, right? If you go and search it, CCNA, like Juniper first certification, not Juniper. certifications. So you're going to get JNCI, like equivalent to CCNA, we have the JNCIA, that is for Juniper. So you can go for Juniper as well. This also going to teach similar kind of concept. Even if you go for the Huawei certification, you go for the Versa certification, you go for the Palo Alto certification, you go for the might be other vendor certifications. But why only Cisco? The Cisco is very much popular. Why Cisco? Cisco is a global leader and it's a very much popular in the market. And if you do the CCNA, almost almost you have 100% network infra concept or understanding. And by using this concept, you can leverage any vendor configuration, means you can enjoy any vendor configuration. You just have to understand syntax, their connectivity, because every routing protocol, your switching protocols, your concept, everything is going to be same. So this is the leader in the market. Cisco is a leader in the market. That's why if you're doing this CCNA, you're getting more chance to get job in the market. That's why CCNA is very much popular in the market. So every engineer, even you're planning your career in the network, like networking, even you're planning your career in the cyber security, right? Even you're planning for your career for the network security. You're planning for the cloud infra, cloud security, right? Anywhere, your CCNA is going to be backbone. Without CCNA, you cannot survive anywhere across the sections. Means anywhere you want to go that, your CCNA is going to be very first step. By using the CCNA, you can do whatever you want to do that. So that's why CCNA is play a very vital role, and Cisco is very much popular on this particular program. After the CCNA, we have other roadmaps as well. If you want to do the other roadmap, so you can go here and do the other roadmap also. Like you can go for the CCNP, you go for the CCI. But this is the just baby step, very first step to start your journey. Any questions here? Anyone have? Are we good? Okay, so I'm just considering everyone is happy till here. Now let's talk about, yes, Sibu, any questions you have?
No. Good.
Okay.
Good.
Now, if I talk about the network fundamentals, in CCNA, we have the total 5 models. But before I go in the module, this is the exam version 200.301. This is the exam name of CCNA. Means if you're planning for CCNA, you have to go for this exam 200.301. And this is the version 1.1 official exam. This is the version 1.1 official exam. And in this particular, you have the total 6 module. You have the total 6 module. And this 6 module, if you really want to clear the exam, you have to pay $300 to Cisco. The exam is going to be 120 minutes, and the examination language is going to be available English and Japanese. And basically, you have to get all multiple choice questions. You can book exam via the online and even the offline. Both options are available, and you can crack the exam. And to crack this exam, you have to very good in this particular 5 modules. And this 5 module, what all is going to cover? Basically, you're going to cover is the network fundamental, network access, IP connectivity, IP services, security fundamental, automation and programmability. So you can see automation is already adapted by the CCNA. Means AI automation is already part of CCNA. So if you are planning to become a very good CCNA, earlier it was not there. But nowadays, CCNA having the automation and programmability, your CCNP having the same automation and programmability, your CCI also having the automation and programmability. But this is the last thing. But before, you have to understand what is network fundamental, what is network access, what is the IP connectivity, what is the IP services, and what is the security fundamental. So let me just break down all things, what all is going to cover here. So as I mentioned, that network fundamental is the very key concept, and it's a pure theory concept. Means everything is going to cover in the theoretical in the network fundamental. Means what is a router, what is the layer 2 switch, what is the next generation firewall, what is the access point. You might be never seen these devices, but I will try to show all the devices. So you guys are going to get more insight about that particular network fundamental. You're going to get the servers, PoE, you're going to get 2-tier architecture, 3-tier architecture, spine and leaf, WAN, small office, home office, on premises and cloud, Compare the physical interface and the cabling type, single mode fiber, multi-mode fiber, copper, connection, Ethernet, media, and the point to point, everything. And you can see TCP, UDP, speed, duplex, you have to cover TCP, UDP. Compare the IPv4 addressing and subnetting, IP addressing, compare the IPv6 prefix and you have the configuration of what is IPv6 and how it is going to configure. And you have to describe IPv6 addresses, unicast global addresses and local addresses, multicast addresses, means this all IPv6. So some part we are going to do the configurations, some part we are going to do like verifications, and some are we are going to understand the concept. But these are the very big topic. In this, you have to understand very small topic. You have to learn the terminology. Once you have this understanding 20%, then you're going to network access. In this, basically, you are going to do more switching configuration concept. Means what is the VLANs, what is the access port, what is the default port, what is the inter-VLAN routing, what is the trunking port, what is the native VLANs, how we can configure the CDP protocol, what is the LLDP protocol, what is the EtherChannel, right? And how EtherChannel are going to be configured, what is the layer 2 and layer 3, right? Configuration, what is the RSTP spanning tree protocol, what is the root port, root bridge, what is the port channel, what is the port state, port forwarding, port fast, root guard, loop guard, VPDU filter, everything is going to be there. And based on that, you're going to understand complete depth switching knowledge. So this switching is going to be there, very important. Because VLANs, trunk, access port, CDP, LDP, STP, this all is going to be there. Then you have to understand a little bit about the wireless. What is the wireless? What is WLC? What is the AP? What is the WLAN? How this WLAN, AP, WLC is going to be configured? What is the telnet, SSH? What is the radius, TACAX, HTTP, yes, console, cloud management? It means because a lot of things we have to understand here. And then you have to understand QoS profile, WLAN creation, security settings. So this network access is going to give idea about your switching concept, some security feature like telnet SSH, some WLC concept. This all concept are going to come in network access. Again, it's going to be a very big module. Now, third big module is the IP connectivity. This IP connectivity is pure about the routing. I mean, this is the pure switching and some wireless. This is the fundamentals, but this is the routing. Means how routing protocol is going to be configured in your Cisco devices. Like what is the routing protocol? What is the prefix? How network marks is going to be configured? What is the meaning of next hop? How we define the static route? What is the administrative distance? So what is a metric? What is the gateway of last resort? How we can calculate the longest prefix match? What is the condition to use the longest prefix match? What is the administrative distance again here in the default route scenario? And what is routing protocol metric? We have to configure a default gateway, default route, network route, floating route, IPv4, IPv6 configuration, OSPF configuration, DR, BDR selections. There is no RIP, there is no EIGRP. Only static and OSPF we are going to cover in the CCNA. But if you guys want to learn the RIP as well, EIGRP will understand a little bit brief about that as well. No problem for that. And then we'll understand about the core concept of first of redundancy protocol and everything. So these all are going to be the IP connectivity. It all is going to be happen here. And based on that IP connectivity, you're able to build the WAN connectivity from one location to another locations. And based on that, we are going to initiate the sessions, right? And then after we have the IP services where you have to understand the NTP, NAT, DHCP, DNS, SNMP, DHCP, TFTP, SSH, QoS, marking, shaping, and these all are going to be covered in very detail. So in these sections, we have to do less configuration. More configuration is going to cover in this module. Almost all configuration. This module also all configurations. This module is going to be more about the NAT configuration and the DHCP configurations and the SSH configuration. Rest are going to be theoretical concept. But these theoreticals are going to give very good foundations, very good, strong knowledge to just prepare for the CCNP. If these all foundation are not going to be covered, you might be not going to feel too much comfortable in the CCNP, right? And then security fundamental. Security fundamental, it's also very important. What is the meaning of the vulnerability, threats, exploit, mitigation technique? What is the awareness training, physical access control? We have the local using password, verifying the device access. control using local password. We have to understand such management complexity password, multi-factor authentication, certificate, biometric. These all are going to be created. Now IPsec remote access, side-to-side VPN, configure, verify the control access list. We have to understand layer 2 security, DHCP snooping, dynamic ARP inspection, port security, right? Compare authentication, authorization, and accounting. This is like AAA configurations. We have to understand why AAA is going to be important. What is the wireless WAP2, WAP3, and WAP? What is the configuration of WLAN, GUI using the WAP2 PSK? This all is going to be there also, right? So this is the security fundamental we are going to cover. And then last is going to automation and programmability. We have to understand what is the automation, how we can do the automations, what is the automation use cases. We have to understand what is the traditional network and control-based networking, like SDN networking concept. We have to understand about the southbound API, northbound API concept. What is the meaning of southbound and northbound API? Separation of control plane, data plane, what does mean? How generative AI is going to be useful, how machine learning is going to work. You can see CCNA is just aligned to focus more about the fundamental about generative AI also integrated in this particular module. And machine learning network operations, how it is going to happen. What is the REST API? What is the CRUD function? Create, read, update, delete, how it is going to happen. HTTP verbs, data encoding, and we have to understand Ansible Terraform concepts as well. And then we have to understand the JSON encoded data as well. So I mean to say automation and programmability is the one of the new thing for everyone, and that is going to add a lot of value in your CCNA journey, because this is the future. And you guys can also download the syllabus. So this entire module we are going to cover in this particular, Kamran, you're writing on this my screen. So this entire module we are going to cover. Any questions in the course curriculum anyone have? Any questions?
No,
No.
sir.
So
Thank you.
we have we will be doing the practicals here, right? Currently, I have some switches and routers here, so we can do the online through this one,
Yeah.
right?
So I'm going to talk only. So once we start this module, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We are having a proper labs. So you guys are going to get labs as well.
Okay.
Like it's EBNG based. I'm going to tell about the lab infrastructure.
Okay.
So there are two methods. One is we are going to give the limited access for the CCN. You can see this is a different lab topology. So they are very big lab. Switching lab, it's a very big lab, right? Routing lab is a very big lab. So this is going to be one of the options. You guys are going to get the options to configure this lab options like OSPF configuration, because it's a very big lab. Another options, we are going to leverage the three tools. Okay. The very first for the CCNA is going to be use the packet tracer. Very, a small tool, very lightweight tool, means any PC, working PC going to install this packet tracer and they can do all testing. Means it's enough. This tool is enough to CCNA plus CCNP level, some extent of CCNP. But CCNA is 100% is going to cover. Means 100% you can do everything in the packet tracer. This can be installed in a laptop. So we are going to help you how to install your laptop. Even my PC, if you see that, this is the packet tracer. I don't have, let me check packet. Okay, might be it's not installed, but this packet tracer is one of the going to be tool if you Google it now. Packet tracer. So you can see here's a packet tracer, and you guys can download, sign up. We'll tell how it is going to download it, how it is going to be signed up. So this is the one tool for very beginner, and it's very lightweight, minimum 4 GB RAM. Even if you have the PC, this is going to be installed. Second is going to be your GNS3. This can be also installed for the any PC, but this required little bit resource. This is a little bit complex. Okay, but if you guys want, we can help you. You can do entire CCNA, CCNP, or CCI level lab some extent of CCA level, also you can do the GNS3. It's a very, user-friendly, very good tools for simulation. You can do everything. Now, third thing is for the every level of testing. Means you are planning for CCNA, for the CCNP, and even for the CCI for any track. That is the EVE-NG. EVE-NG is going to be one of the real-time simulation tool where you can do all the practice. So this is the EVE-NG, okay? In this, you are going to get all real devices, real time of the things. Even Cisco packet tracer also going to give the real time flavors to understand how it is going to configure and everything. So we are going to give the lab access for 2 months where you can just explore each and everything. That is the EVE-NG based lab. That is one thing. Another thing, we are going to help you to install this packet tracer on your PC as well. So this is going to install your packet tracer, and based on that, it is going to be just do all kind of the testing. Okay, Sibu, it's clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In between, I have some hardware. I already mentioned you. I have like a level 2, level 3, or level 2, level 3 switch is there. So you can help me to configure here also. Yeah, right?
Yeah, right. There is no problem. We can.
Yeah, I
So
have like a router also 2009-11 series router is there. And one more is like a VXR 7500 router also with me. So I have some physical router
so you
also.
have the console
So
cable and all.
everybody
You have the
can play
console.
that one. Yeah, right.
You have the console cable available with you.
Yeah, console cable is there. So I think like in this batch, everybody can play with in this device. I think like
Yeah,
they can take
sure.
like a.
Sure.
Okay.
So sure. We
So
will.
actually, like I am seeing like a little bit interactive classes. So like because like anyway, I need to get a good knowledge because like I have a firewall also. So that in here the toughest part like how to learn very nicely. Otherwise, in market is like almost everything is like catch up by AI only nowadays.
Hey, I
So
understand. I
I
understand. Totally understand. So we noted your feedback, Sivu. So definitely,
Mhm.
we are going to start as per your expectations and other expectations, but we'll make sure like we follow the official curriculum. That is one thing very
Yeah.
important because I can understand most people are also planning for the examination also. At the same time, we will try to make more interactive, like on the real devices. Even we have the real racks, and we'll try to showcase you how it is going to be configured. But Sivo, if you want to share that, you can just do that. There's no problem from our side. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Any other questions, Kumar, Rajendra, Digambar, Kamran? Any questions from you guys?
No, sir. It's all clear.
Okay.
Yeah, that's clear.
All right. So guys, I don't want to stretch this session too long because this is just intro session. I come to know I need to give the introduction for today, but you're going to come to know the actual time slot for tomorrow or how it is going to be planned. But yeah, this is small session. I just for the Q&A session, I explain what is the expectation, how training is going to happen. So if you not have any questions, we can conclude it here. And probably I'm going to talk with the internally and we'll plan the sessions as per you all timelines, right? And most probably it's going to be everyone is okay with the weekend, right? Sibu, you also find the weekend only?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yeah, weekend. And this timing is fine for you, or might be the 8 p.m. IST is going to fine for you? 8 to 10 IST. Let me tell you, IST
Sir,
to CST.
So yeah, everybody having convenient time, we can talk to them, and it's like good.
So that's I'm saying that let me ask to internal team. They will going to talk to each other, okay? And then probably I will propose this timing slot is going to be basically 7 to 8, 9:30. That is one slot I will propose because today we started at 7. This is 7 p.m. 7:30 now. So the session is going to minimum 2 hours, okay? So 7 to 9 p.m. IST, that is one slot, or 8 to 10 p.m. IST, another slot. Two slot I'm proposing. Probably are going to be fixed around this only slots. So I hope this is going to fine for everyone. And this is going to weekend by Saturday, Sunday. So minimum 2 hour, maximum is going to be 2.5 hour. All right.
That's fine. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
yes, sir. But right now it's prayer time. I have to break for 10 minutes, sir. If you
Okay. Okay, okay. You can just take a break. No problem. You can take always break. No problem for that. All right, Kamran.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right, guys. So let me talk internally and then we'll come back again and we'll start the batch. Okay.
Sure, sure.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Take care.